Welcome back on this cold yet sunny day in Sunnydale, and today we're going to be looking around a old caravan, a second-hand caravan, but it's under 10 grand, under £10,000, which I've not seen one that cheap on this site before. So I'm going to show you what you can get for £10,000. So today we're looking at this Willerby Magnum. Now this is a 2010-year-old caravan, so it's 15 years old, but it does have 7 years left on park, as now second-hand vans have 22 years on park. Now you can get this caravan on finance. As you can see up there, it works out at £165 a month. Now if you do the maths, right, that actually means that you can get a caravan for £1,427 a year. Obviously that's not the finance, but if you break down the 7 years left, it works out £1,427. Take into account that you could get you've got to pay a pitch fee, but if you get your pitch fee for £1,995, which is the cheapest on site, it brings the grand total down to £3,422. So, since there's a bit of traffic, let's get in and have a look what you can get for 3.5 grand a year. So we come up and we're straight into a hallway, and as we turn to the left, there's my son just sat doing nothing. Right, tech support. Right, so we come in to this galley kitchen. Right, so when I say galley, it means that you've got part of it on one side and part on the other. So you've got the usual sort of things you'd expect to see. You've got your cooker, you've got various cupboards in this like orangey sandy looking colour. You've got standard sink, and then you've got loads of cupboards above. There's no extractor fan as such, there's just this metal sort of protection thing and a little vent. It's flimsy, but the cupboards fairly standard. There's actually a lot of storage in this caravan, so you've got cupboards all over the place. Turning to the left, so you're on the other side of the kitchen, you've got a little fridge, little fridge freezer, just fairly standard. And then you've got this cupboard at the side with a rather old looking boiler and like the flume, which looks more like a chimney, I guess. And then turning around into the living room, you've got this really long saddle starting from the dining table, going all the way along the edge of the caravan and all the way around to where my son sat. He's helping me out today.
Quite a lengthy saddle, isn't it? You could fit quite a lot of people on.
What he's saying, because you won't be able to hear him because he's not mic'd up properly, but it's quite a lengthy long saddle, so yeah, you could get a lot of people sat on there. You could easily get maybe 8 people around there. I'm not sure how many bedrooms it's got at the minute, I forgot to check, but apparently there is a sofa bed under there, presumably where Riley sat.
I'm taking guess that it's for there. I don't know where sofa dips in.
Nah, it's under where you are. Right, and then we've got a little dining table, little stool. Again, you've got a little old-fashioned gas fire, which, if I'm honest, I find that a bit odd because it was made in 2010. It wasn't made in 1990, was it? And in 1990, we all had one of them in his house. We don't have them anymore. And again, we've got lots of cupboards around the TV area for storage. So there's plenty of storage. There's no front doors with this because it is just a bay window. If you can hear that background noise, there's a little heater in here, which is quite nice considering how cool it is today. So if we come along, back out the kitchen, the first door we come to on the left. Now these doors, they have a little sticky because they're just, I don't know, they're just little funny wooden doors. Right, but we'll come into the bathroom, and with that sort of yellowy, orangey textures to the walls, we've got that in here. You've got a rather large old style toilet. You've got a little shower cubicle. Could possibly do with a new shower head on. Obviously there's a little bit of rust. You've got to understand that this is an old Caravan, 2010, so it's knocking on a bit, and there's a reason it's cheap. It will probably at the basic range to begin with. So we've got a little sink, cabinet underneath, a wooden looking floor. I mean, it's not pretty, but it's all right. It's not too bad. Then we've got another door to his left. This is where we've got the children's room, 2 single beds in. We've got some shelving to put toys on. And we've got curtain, and then as standard a little wardrobe. And then we'll go down the corridor. And again to the left. Bloody hell, I can't open it. Right, so that door is very sticky. We've got another little 2-bed room. So this is a 3-bed, so at least a 6 berth, but 8 berth if you're including the pull-out sofa. So yeah, another good room for children. And then we've got what is the master bedroom. And we've got a nice big double bed. As you can see, it's quite a large bed. Along with a little bit of unit space up at the top for a bit of storage. There's only one little plug socket at the side. No cabinet or out, but there's a plug. So could maybe have a lamp there. And then at the opposite side of the room, we've got a nice decent looking wardrobe with a little shelf and a plug socket. And that's it really. So we'll come back down out the bedroom so you get another look around. Coming down the corridor, you see once again the kitchen to your left. Sweeping round to the dining room on your right. And then again, we'll just sweep around. I'm going to take a seat and show you the entertainment unit once again, where we've got that gas fire and TV. There's not a great deal of anything to show you that's going to wow you. It is, as my son would say, a Bobby basic. It is only 10 grand at the end of the day. Now what this should be perfect for is if you're thinking about going down the route of having a static caravan and going down the route of static holidays, and you want a cheap entry point, and you're thinking, well, I don't want to be paying out 50 grand or having to pay £600-700 a month in finance or whatever else, this is the way to go, because it's cheap, it's cheerful, it's functional, it does what you need a caravan to do. It acts as a base, and from that you can decide whether or not caravan life is for you, and then from there, after having it a year or two, you might want to then upgrade. But it's a cheap way of getting in to having a static caravan. Anyway, that's all from me, so I'll see you down the club. Take care.